Hello, everyone. Once again, it's the Psalmist. Today, I just want to speak to you about how motivational speakers are becoming narcissists. Now, what do I mean by that? When you watch videos, a lot of videos from motivational speakers, on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook, you mostly hear about how people must cut other people out of their lives because they're not adding value to their lives. How people must look at if your family is not helping you in your goals, if friends are not helping you to achieve what you want to achieve, you must cut them out of your life. So basically, motivational speakers are telling people who are listening to them, who are giving heed to their counsel, that anyone who does not help you become what you want must be cut off. So they're saying that your life is about you and nobody else. And if anyone does not come to help you, they must be cut off of your life. Is that not narcissism? That is narcissism. It's all about you. Whatever you do is all about you. You don't care about helping other people. Because that's how motivational speaking is becoming narcissism. And because a lot of these motivational speakers are internet influencers or social media influencers, or they are called influencers, something like that. So they get a lot of following, and because we're living in a narcissistic, nihilist generation, they become followed by a lot of people. This is not because they're adding value to people. No, it's just because they are feeding the heart that is already in the heart of most people. Everybody believes that it's all about them. Paul said that in the end of times, in the end times, people will be lovers of themselves. And that is exactly what is happening. And then the motivation speakers are feeding that by saying that if anyone does not add value to you, if anyone does not help you to achieve your goals, if anyone does not help you in the business that you want to build, if anyone does not make you better, throw them away. But that is so unchristlike. Because the thing that you have to ask yourself is this: if a person fails to add value to your life, or add value to your business, or add value to your goal, because they maybe they don't support you, or they don't advise you in a good way, the one thing that you ask yourself, one thing that you should ask yourself is that, why is this person not supportive? Why is this person not loving while I'm being supportive to them? You have to understand that every human being is a product of their environment, a product of their upbringing. A lot of children are unable to love because they've never been loved. They've never received love. So you cannot do something that you were never taught. You cannot give something that you don't have. You see, a lot of children are taken from a very young age and thrown into the school system. All they know is that they must get good grades to better themselves, to get an education, to get a qualification, so that eventually they could get a good job which pays good money. They don't know anything else. They were never taught anything else. And you come as a person with understanding that human beings must love one another. They must support one another, because you learned it from somewhere. You could have learned it from the Bible. You could have learned it from your parents, and then the other one has not learned this thing. So you become friends. But somehow, because of your love, because of what you were taught, that you must add value to people, you do that. But when you look at your friend, your best friend, he's not doing that. Everything that he does is about himself. And then a motivational speaker comes and tells you that if he doesn't add value to you, cut him out. But you're not asking yourself, why is this person like that? For you, the only normal thing that you know is that you don't do everything for yourself. You do everything for the benefit of other people, for the blessing of other people, for the adding of value to other people. But this guy, this friend of yours, this girlfriend of yours, he's all about himself. Shouldn't that ring a bell and say, maybe he wasn't taught, and maybe I am the man or the woman to teach him? You see? So that's how you should motivate people. Because in truth, We were born to be used. You see, God created us to be used. Why? Because God gives me a gift, a talent. Let's say God gives him the gift of understanding so I could speak. And in what I say, I help people by advising them. And then they get to have meaning to their lives because of what I said. So, in a way, I'm being used, you see. So, I was created to be used. The meaning of life is that people should take their gifts, their talents, and bless other people with their talents, with their gifts. And then when these people who have been blessed by these gifts of ours come to us trying to praise us, trying come to us, come to thank us, we say, no, don't thank me. Thank the one, glorify the one who put the gift in me so I could do what I do for your pleasure, for your joy, for your understanding of life. Then it is God who gets the glory. The same way as when you go to a restaurant and you buy a meal and you enjoy the meal, you don't just say, wow, this meal was good and leave. You want to compliment the chef. You may even call the chef and say, waiter, can you please come here? When she arrives here, you say, what? This meal is great. Who made this meal? I say, oh, it's Chef so and so. I say, may you please call him for me? And then he comes and you say, wow, man, this is great. I've never tasted anything like this. So you're giving glory to the one who has done the work. So a man is the works of God. You see? So the glory goes to God. So I was born, I was created to be used to reveal the goodness of God, to be used to make people understand God. So I'm being used. The same way as when you watch television, you watch entertainment, you watch basketball, and you watch LeBron James, that's what he does. He was given that gift by God to be able to do what he does. So you are able to be happy watching him. So you're using him. You see, then how then can you say that when people do not add value to you, they must be cut off? Wouldn't you want to be used to change that person's life? And that person comes back and thank you for what you have done in their life. Is it not something that will create a better society where people understand that they need one another? That people don't think that I'm the man, I'm self-made, because it's nonsensical to say you're self-made. First of all, someone gave birth to you, so that in itself just kills this thing that you were self-made. If you saw something, people have to buy it. If people don't buy it, you can't be self-made. So there's nothing that you can do by yourself. Someone has to come to you and teach you, whether that person consciously knows that they're teaching you something or not. But at the end, someone has added value to you. So you have used that person, whether you have paid him or not. So we are bound to be used, or we must embrace being used. You see? So when you forgive a person for the wrong that they've done and teach them the right way, and that person change their life, you have done well. But when you say that, this person has never really added any value in my life, then I'm gonna cut him off. That is narcissistic. That means you're all about yourself. The very gift that you have should be used to change people's lives. That means that this friend of yours who has sinned against you by not adding value to you, by not supporting what you needed the most. When you went in a car accident and you went to hospital, they didn't come and see you. But you, every time they went through a problem, every time they went through a trouble, you were there for them. You must come out of hospital and tell them, but friend, I was in hospital. You were not there. I needed you to be there. I needed support. And they give their reason and said, no, we are friends. You see, friends are supposed to be there for one another. The reason why every time you go through problems, I'm there for you is because I understand that you need someone to share the problem with you, to take the load off. That's how you teach. So you teach them so they could be like you. And then they will teach others. And then that's how you're going to build a society of people who uplift one another and add value to one another. Not cut the people off. So, but the reason why these people are seen as influencers is because That's how everyone is, really. So when this doctrine comes that you must be all about yourself, if people don't add value to you, you must cut them off. People are buying into it. It's because that's exactly how most people are. Most people are selfish. They're all about themselves. They want to do what they want to do, and everyone must contribute towards what they want. It's like when a company is built, and then the company is making a lot of money, but the boss do not pay the workers the money that they need at least to make a living, because the boss is all about himself. He just wants to be rich, and he doesn't care about the employees. The reason why he's hiring people is because he can't be able to do everything by himself. And the reason why a lot of companies are going to use robots to do their work is because what they really want is to be rich. You see, so by a robot, you buy it once, and then it just go through recalibration once in a while, and through service once in a while, and it can do a lot of work. It can do multiple times that the human being can do. It's because these people just want to be rich, but in their ideas, in the things that they do in terms of industrializing the nations, in terms of bringing new technology to make life easier and better, they should be making life easier and better for people in terms of helping them so they could earn a living. But that's not what people want. So naturally, people are narcissistic. And then when a person comes and has millions of followers and saying that you should be all about yourself and playing nice music in the background, people are watching that, and they want to be like that, because eventually, because of the imperfection that is in everyone, you can cut everyone off, and you're gonna be by yourself. And when you're by yourself, how much value can you have in that kind of life? You being by yourself. It's like the same thing when you look at these movements, the women's rights movement and the men's rights movement. You have feminism, which literally tells women that they can live without men. And the feminists cut men off because they're able to get their own job, they're able to earn their own salary, they're able to buy themselves all these expensive clothes and expensive gadgets. But they go home to a cold bed by themselves. When they have problems, there's no one to listen to them. There's no one to encourage them. Now they have to develop a heart of stone because this heart is just dead. And the man also, because they're saying that women don't submit to them anymore, women don't listen to them anymore. They that their own men can, men go their own way. So they don't need women anymore. So they don't need anyone to keep them warm, to listen to them, to support them. And so when they go home to their cold bed by themselves. So in the end, because these people are lonely, and then they need one. Because in truth, women and men need one another, even if it's just for sexual intercourse. They need one another. So it creates another industry in which now they have to use robots. Now look at that. So you can't handle a warm human being who has their own brain and their own heart. You want a cold robot which will never contradict you, which will never question you. That's exactly what you want. How narcissistic can you be that you will need to sleep with a robot? But all this thing comes from the fact that the human heart is just fallen. And then because it's fallen, it just wants to serve itself. So the human naturally wants to be autonomous. It wants to be by itself. But you can't be autonomous when there are two people. Because you want to be God over yourself. And this person is always going to contradict what you want. So if you want to be God, you have to be by yourself. So you cut people off. And this is what these motivation speakers are preaching. You see, even Christians, I once saw a video on Facebook where this person was saying, this New Year's resolutions, at the beginning of the year, people always tell you, this year I'm going to do. So this man was saying that, he's a Christian, or maybe he thinks he is. He's a Christian saying that, this year I'm not going to help anybody. If you don't understand, I cut you off. If I'm telling you my vision, I'm telling you my goal, and you're not down with that, and you're not supporting me in my vision, I don't want you out of your life. If you need help, I'm going to give you to Christ. How are you going to give a person to Christ? Because didn't Christ put his spirit in you so that you could help others to understand him? Wasn't Christ used as a means to go to God? Wasn't he a sacrifice for man to be righteous of God? He was. Then shouldn't we be sacrifices? Shouldn't we feel pain and be destroyed for the sins of other men so that you could have understanding? Shouldn't I suffer so that other people can have understanding through me? Even if they may not respond in a way that I expect them to respond because of the works that I do. It's like when a man and a woman are married, they are both imperfect. So let's think about if you are a narcissistic person who believes that everyone must support you, and if people do not support you, they must be cut off. If that's what you believe and that's what the doctrine that you live by, imagine if you were to make a mistake, you do something wrong, and then you ask for forgiveness because you acknowledge that I was wrong. This thing which I was doing was wrong, and this person says no, because you don't add any value in my life, and all you do is hurt me. I don't want you in my life. How would you feel? Would you not expect to be forgiven? Because the reason why you are asking for forgiveness, even though you're not supposed to expect it, but most people expect it, you want to be forgiven. You want to be seen that you made a mistake. You want to be seen that you don't know, you don't have understanding, but you want to be given understanding. And it is through this mistake which you have made that you are developing and you are starting to have understanding. But you are saying that you don't want to help people with the same things. You don't want to give people understanding that their lifestyle of just taking and taking and taking is wrong. They must give and take so that they could add value to you and add value to other people. So this narcissistic, you know, way of motivation people, that if your wife has done something wrong, if she's not the way that you want, just divorce them and get a younger wife. Why should you be married to that old woman? You got money, I mean, you are handsome, just marry another. You see, because the greatest test, the greatest test that a human being can go through in life is the love that he has in his heart, whether it is genuine and true. God does this through marriage a lot, or family, because this person that you marry is not perfect, you see. But God is going to teach you a lot about your own imperfections through another person's imperfection. When a Christian sins, he believes that this God, who is graceful, who is loving, who is forgiving, who is merciful, will forgive him because that's how he is. And a Christian believes himself that he has the same spirit as God does. But every time his wife sins against him, or every time her husband sins against her, she does not display the mercy that she claims to have because she is Christ-like. She does not display the forgiveness that she claims to have because she says that she's Christ-like in the forgiving of other people. She does not she does not display the grace that she claims to have because she is Christ-like in their claim that he is Christian. By giving to a wife or a husband who's not perfect, who's not responding in the way that they would love them to respond. This is a great test for a human being, is to love someone, especially to love someone and marry them. It's a great test because it's easy when you're narcissistic, having your own money, having your own nice car, and having your nice apartment, living by yourself, to think that you're good. Because no one is testing your love. No one is testing your patience. No one is testing your kindness. So you can think, oh, I'm good because you have a charity which you regularly give money to. And because maybe you're on YouTube like me, and you're giving people advice, and then they're all typing and giving comments saying, no, I was listening to this video that you made and I was up. And you think, wow, I'm good. But you live by yourself. No one is testing your love. And that in itself could be narcissistic because you believe all these things, these people who have never met you, who have never seen you. Because you can put on an act. You believe all these things these people are saying about you, that you're a good person, and then you think, yeah, I'm good. But no one has ever tested that. The best person to test that is your friend, or your wife, or your husband, because they're going to be with you, and they're going to fail you. And the question becomes, are you going to kick them out if they're your wife when they fail you? Or are you going to teach them and tell them that, no, this is not how life should be lived. Life should be about uplifting one another. Life should be about using the gifts that we have, using the talents that we have to add value to each other's life, to give meaning to each other's lives, not cut each other off. But the motivational speakers, that's what they're telling you to do. That if someone does not add value to your life, cut them off. But a Christian cannot believe that, because a Christian knows that someone had to die for them to be right with God. And they understand that if a person is, sometimes people will make videos about celebrities, about secret societies, and say that they're going to hell and the Most High is going to light them up. And in the way that they're saying it, they're not saying it in a way that if that person was to watch what they're saying, they will be converted and say, wow, there's another way. There's another way in which to live. And if I can follow what this person is saying, it could lead to goodness. It could lead to eternity in peace and love and joy. Now, they say it in such a way that, no, that person has no chance. They are doomed. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to point out the evil in the world, the wrong that is in the world, but still always make an invitation. If anyone thirsts, let him come and drink. You without money, come and buy milk and wine. That's what we're supposed to do as Christians. That the people who are wrong, the people who don't have understanding in how life should be lived, must be shown first that you're wrong. But this is the right way. And not give up on them. Keep doing it, keep preaching it, keep telling people this is the right way, this is the right way. Eventually, God will do work and that person will change and become better. And then they could also do the same thing to others. And you could change one person, that person go on to change the rest of the world. But if you don't want to change anyone, if you don't want to help anyone, how are you going to have any impact in the world? Because the people that we look up to, the people that we celebrate, are the people who change lives. If you think that Martin Luther is the civil rights movement person, Martin Luther King Jr., I believe. If you believe that he's a great person because of what he did. But imagine if Martin Luther was saying that, well, if people don't want to follow me, well, I'm not going to say all these things that I'm going to say. But he was saying all these things that he was saying so that people could hear and be inspired to fight for what is right. But if he had his own understanding and saying, well, if you don't understand that you cannot be oppressed, that's not my problem. I'm going to just do this thing by myself. How then could he have become the Martin Luther King which he became? You see, that's where great people become. They have understanding that we're not all perfect. And they came to understand that even they themselves are not perfect. They will need other people's talents, other people's gifts, so they could have understanding. You could be a good motivational speaker, but don't know how to manage your money. So you make all this money because of your motivational videos, because of your influence, because of your speaking engagements, and you get paid for that. But you just blow your money. You need an accountant who's going to help you to draw up a budget, to learn how to live up to that budget. You see, you have another man with a different skill that you don't have, different talent, helping you in your weaknesses, because you're weak in managing your books, you're weak in balancing your books. Someone else comes who has a different talent, a different understanding, and teaches you and helps you in your weaknesses. Yet you're telling people that they should kick people out of their lives because of those people's weaknesses. Do you understand the contradiction in your own life? You're saying people should be kicked out of other people's life because they have no understanding, because they have weaknesses. But you go to other people to help you in your weaknesses, and don't expect you to close to shut their door in your face. Do you see that this motivational speaking, that you should cut people out of your life just because they don't help you, just because they are weak in certain areas in which you are strong? But while you have areas in your life in which you're weak, and then you go to other people for help, and you don't expect them to cut you off and say, no, you're weak, you don't add value to my life, go away. But because you're paying for the services, you think, well, that then, as long as I'm paying, then no. It's not about pain. It's about ability. It's about strength. You're not strong in that. Imagine if people say, okay, no, I'm not going to help you. I don't want your money. What are you going to say? Are you going to force people to take your money? And or someone just say, I'm going to help you for free. I don't need your money. I just want to help you. Are you going to say, no, man, take money? Because that's what you're going to have to say, because you'll be saying that when I go to an accountant or when I go to a lawyer to help me with a legal matter, I pay. So that's the reason why you think you're right or you're strong. You think you're strong because you have money. Imagine then if someone you go to them and say that, no, you don't have to pay me. I just want to help you. You're going to have to force them to take money, because if they can't take your money, that means they helped you for free. Something that you are saying that the reason why I'm kicking people out of my life because they can't help me is because I'm helping them for free. And someone else is saying, I'm going to help you for free. Then he's proving you wrong and proving that you are a narcissistic person. And you must change in your ways. So please don't. I'm not saying don't listen to motivational speakers. I'm just saying that, have discernment in saying that, does this person help me in making me a better person? Does this person help me in helping other people so that they could become better? So that they could know what I know. Because the Bible says freely we have been given and freely we must give. So freely we have been given an understanding of the things of God, of the things of Christ. And freely we must give to other people who may not have the same understanding as us. We shouldn't be expecting people to be like us unless they've been taught the same way as we've been taught, unless they've been raised in the same way that we've been raised, unless they come from the same families as we come from. Because even when it comes to racism or whatever, some children were raised by racists. They were raised with hate. So when a person is racist, you can't just dismiss them. That's how they were raised. They don't know any other doctrine except that when you're white, you must hate black people. So someone has to teach them and say that no, actually there is no race. There are only nations. You have the Greeks, the Ethiopians, the Portuguese, the English, the Germans. Race is just a social construct. There's no person who's really white. There's no person who's really black. And you give them examples, and then you change their mindset. And then they become better people. They become loving to everyone. But when you dismiss them and say they are racist or they are nationalists without teaching them, you are not adding value to anyone. And eventually, everyone will have to lock themselves in their own room, because not everyone knows what everyone knows. Eventually, you're going to need someone. So, before I go too far, that's all that I have to say about this, how motivational speakers have become narcissists. Motivation has become narcissism. So, if you have anything to say about this video, you can just leave your comment below. And if you love to receive comment like this, you can subscribe to my channel so that you receive content like this. Thank you for listening.